Welcome guys. So in this video today we're going to talk about my first time in the orphanage. There's a kind of pretty embarrassing stuff and which is not embarrassing for me when I think about it. So well, yeah. Hey guys, so last time when I talked about living life as in the orphanage, I pretty talked about a lot of it. So, but today is not about that. Today is about the first time I went to the orphanage, which is in Turkana in Lodwar. So that's where I grew up. Yeah, for people will be asking which orphanage she's talking about. Well, yeah, I grew up at the orphanage in House of Hope, called House of Hope. You can search it online. You can't see it anywhere. You can't find it. So yeah, the first time I went to the orphanage when I was 9 years old. Well, it was like my first time being in a car. Yeah, I've never been in a car all my life. It was my first time being in a car. It was crazy. Yeah, I liked it, but it was not like a long distance drive. It was like about 20 minutes drive. And when I went there, we were 11 kids. At that time, we were only 11 kids. We're all the same age. Yes. So when I went the first time when we went in, we were told to come in. So we went in, and then my grandma and other people's grandma and relatives went to the office to sort out things. And so the rest of us, because we're kids, we are told to just go and play. So we went, and it's your first time meeting like different kids, and you're like, hi, trying to make friends and all that. And then I remember we didn't go home but it was not, we were not supposed to stay. We were supposed to come and just to talk about how life is going to be like, but we were not coming to stay. But then after like a few hours, they decided, why wait? Let's just, bring the kids, and they had to stay. So we didn't stay. So at that day, we didn't have dinner at the orphanage. So we drove all the way to town to like a restaurant. And in Lodwar, there's like a lot of Muslims. So they have like really good restaurants there. So we went for the first time. I went to the restaurant, like for the first time. So for the first time when I went to the restaurant, and I remember I ordered, was it spaghetti? And oh no, it was not spaghetti. I think it was like I don't know how they call it. Like it's a plate that has all different kind of there's meat, there's vegetables, there's spaghetti, there's ugali. It just add all like, there's a name for it. They used to call I don't remember, but when I remember, guys, I'm gonna tell you guys. So it was like a plate that has all small little things, all kind of food. So I used to remember the name, I just kind of forgot it. So yeah, so we had dinner there, and it was crazy because it was my first time to eat such kind of food. Of course, I knew githeri, which is maize and beans. I knew ugali, but spaghetti I didn't get to eat that much. It was like kind of my first time, to just even being in a good restaurant and eating such kind of food. So yeah, so it was amazing, and also like first time thing. Then after that, we drove back to the orphanage. At that time, it was not even given a name. It was just like a building that has kids and just kids only. So as I said, we were only 11 kids at that time. I don't remember boys, how many there were, but girls were like about four girls. We kind of lost one girl though. Like she had this thing called asthma, and like she never talked. Like our tongue was, it's a sad story, but we lost her like about 6 years ago. So about 6-7 years ago. She was really she was she could walk, but she couldn't talk. So and she could eat, that's a good thing, but she couldn't like take care of herself. Like sometimes she could just just like being in us. Sometimes maybe one of these days I'm gonna talk about her, but at the moment, yeah, she was she was a really special girl, but we lost her. Her name was Emma Topaz, so we lost her. So, but we loved her. But I'm sure God really loved her so much, because maybe God saw that she was really suffering or something. But well, so we were 5 girls, and I'm sure if you were like 4 girls, which means if you're 4, then because since we're all 11 in total, which means boys were like God, math. I'm not good at math. I think if you are 4 plus 7, right? 7 plus 4 gives you 11. Oh, I'm good at math. So yeah, so we were 11 kids at that time. So we come in from the restaurant from after the long drive, which was like 30, and you know the roads in Lodwar were not good. No. Even right now, they're still kind of just making with the Chinese. They're making it. I think it's getting actually really good. But back then, it was bad. The roads are not good. Even like if you go to town, it was not that developed like the way it is now. Like right now, everything's so much good, so much amazing than before. Back in our time, it was the roads are not really good, and town was not really town. It didn't have like all these fancy restaurants that were there right now. It just had like a few, which is like, and at that time it was like, if you go to such restaurant, Muslim restaurant, whoo, girl, you are like on top. So enough about the food and everything. So we went back to the orphanage. We went back to the orphanage, like it was like a 7-ish. So we got there and we're given mattresses and we have beds. Hey, I was like, woo. Man, oh my god, I've never slept in a mattress before. I'm used to sleeping in a mat on the floor, not even on the floor, on the sand. Because I remember this one time, it was just like, you know how you live in this Manyata house and it's so dark. Yes, it's dark and you can't see anything, and you sleep on the floor with the mat. No mattress, guys, no bed, no nothing. It's just the mat. You're used to that because that's what you have. So I slept in those, and I remember this one time, small ants, like those small ones, you know, they just like at night, because you're sleeping on the floor, it crawled inside my ear. Like it's just, I don't know, it's painful. You never want to go through that. It was painful, and my grandma had to put water, and then I had to do like this to make it like come out. Like, yeah, it was a bad experience for me. So yeah, so most of the time when I go to sleep, because you don't even have earbuds, you know, all the cotton to put in your ear, so you just sleep and you trust in God that in the morning you'll be good. In the morning, everything you'll just, God will protect you. That's why well, yeah. So I'm given a mattress, I'm given a bed, I'm given sheets. I'm like, are we in heaven? Like, what is this? Like, we had a good meal, like a balanced diet meal. Well, guys, I'm telling you, you know, those people if you're watching this and you've gone through that life, I'm sure you can relate to this. So you're given a bed sheet, a mattress, and a bed. So, which means you're not sleeping on the floor. It was one of the best days for me. Then, not that's even, in the morning you wake up, you're given a toothbrush, you're given Colgate, or whatever, Colgate. And at that time we didn't have showers, so we had like basins and all that. And the matrons showered us, like, you know how you know, just proper care that kids get. Like, it was just amazing. Like the transformation was just amazing for me. It was like, wow, this is life-changing time. I was 9, but I could just see that God was doing things to me. God was just answering my prayers in some ways that it was just crazy, and I was just loving it. And I was like, really, God is just amazing, very. So in the morning you wake up, and I'm used to, you know that I don't even think I used to brush my teeth. Yeah, truth. I never brushed my, no. You wake up in the morning, you just go on with life, because you wake up in the morning, go look for your friends or go to school. That's what I used to do in the village when I was like those at that time. So I woke up, no brushing teeth, no breakfast, I can even go with the same clothes that I just wore. I don't care because I have nothing. All I think about was just how life, you're worrying what you're gonna eat, you're worrying what going to, it's just, life was so hard for me. I never worried about my mouth is clean, have I showered, are my clothes clean. I never cared about that. All I cared about was just survival, you know. You need to survive. That's all I cared in the village. But then you come to this amazing place where you're given bed sheets, mattress, a bed, and you're given proper care. In the morning you wake up, you have a toothbrush, you have to brush your teeth for the first time. I remember my gums kind of just bled because I've never used a toothbrush in my life before. Or even, and then the sometimes we used to be so silly, like we used the Colgate because it's so tasty and sweet. So we just used to lick it, like eat it. Like you brush your teeth and then you know you're supposed to spit the saliva and everything out. We used to swallow it because it's sweet. So you've never had Colgate before and you just, yeah, so you just swallow it. So, and then you go to the breakfast part. You give it bread, proper breakfast. Well, I'm used to just eating dinner, and you know, the rest of the day you just survive. You get 5 shillings, you go buy mandazi, and that's it. Until like dinner, sometimes you don't even get it. So, but now you're given proper balanced diet breakfast, and then that's not even the good thing. That's not even the best part. Like lunchtime comes, you maybe given chapati and green grams, or maybe spaghetti and meat. You're like, I don't get this. What is this? It was like heaven. It was just like heaven. It was just like boom. You know how just yeah. So lunchtime I had balanced day. So when I came to the orphanage, everything just changed completely. I was like, wow. It was amazing. It was amazing. So I don't think I'm ever gonna forget that because it was just amazing. Because guys, I've come a really long way, and I'm sure it was a really long way. So the first time being in a car, first time being in a restaurant, first time sleeping in a mattress, first time having a bed after sleeping on the floor for 9 years. You know, 9 constant years sleeping on the floor with crawling ants. I remember even I got bitten by a spider. But then that was another story because it was something that I was used to. I kind of, when you have all this life survival for the fittest and all that, it was when you grow up as an orphan, life is just so hard. Like, it leads even you to do things that you don't want to do in your life. Because I remember that time, my grandma used to cook food. Sometimes when she's sober and she's not drunk and if she has something to cook, she could cook food. And she loved cooking maize and beans. Githeri. By the way, I love githeri. It's actually good. So she'll cook this food and she doesn't put proper oil. And I used to love oil at that time and sugar. I don't know why. I used to love it. So one time I went to, as I said, the houses are kind of dark. So you can't see anything. So when you're going inside the Manyata house, you have to chop, or else you're just gonna step on something and you say, as I said, these spiders and scorpions. I got bitten by a spider. It's not a good thing, trust me. Whoa, so I went to inside the house. I wanted to add more oil on my food. It's because I didn't ask my grandma and she doesn't like me asking. If I ask her, she's not gonna give it to me. So the only way I just steal, just go and just have a those oil that are kind of solid in a way. It's not, so solid ones. So I'll just go and scoop a little bit and put on my food. So when I went trying to scoop it out, oh my god, with my finger, something just stinged on my big toe. Oh my god. I screamed, I'm trying to remove it, but I don't feel it. There's nothing coming out. I was like, what's happening? Because I feel there's a sting, and I'm trying to remove it because I've never been at a spider before. And after a few seconds, I feel like I have so much stones, or I feel stones on my body. And I removed even my shirt. I remember moving it and trying to remove it, sewing, but there is nothing. I just feel like my body is all You know, I have soil, like I have stones on my body, but I couldn't feel it. But my leg was already swelling, and like I couldn't feel anything, and my tongue was numb. By in the morning, my tongue was numb, so I couldn't speak proper, and it was my mother tongue, of course, and a little bit of Swahili, so I couldn't like speak anything. If they ask me where my grandma is, I'm like Allah, 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 because your tongue is so numb and like you feel it's so big that you can't feel anything, and like my eyes couldn't even see proper. Like I see stones. It was so bad. And at that time, my grandma didn't have money, so I didn't even get to go to the hospital. But she went out and she just, I think she went with one of our friends, and they gave her some medicine, and at least I got better. So spider is not a good spider. Ooh, I've never been bitten by a scorpion, but spider is the worst. I think even scorpion is better, but spider. Ooh. So that's all about the scooping of oil adding to my food that led me to be bitten by a spider. So when I came to the orphanage, everything was different. I got the proper care that I never got in the village. Even my making friends, I was good at that. So my first friend, my first friend in the village, in the house of work that I made, her name was Consuelo. She was a really amazing friend. We used to have ups and downs, but yeah, we kind of just made it. You know how friends can be. Today you don't have a good time, tomorrow, yes. But she was my first best friend. And along the way, things just, started to. So at that time, I was in grade 3. I think I remember. I don't know. And then, so when I got there, as I said, we had proper meals. We even had break. Juice that I don't even drink anymore. Like, kind of, sometimes I drink it because I really love apple juice. So, but then back then, we didn't have apple juice. It was just quencher. It's called quencher. We used to have quencher. Every 4 o'clock before we have supper, we had quencher. And then we used to have like really amazing friends from the state. They used to come and like play with them. It was so much fun. So yeah, it was amazing. Just me coming to House of Hope was one of the biggest things that ever happened to me. It's like one of the best things. So first time being in a car, first time being in a mattress, sleeping in a bed after sleeping on the floor. First time having proper meals, balanced diet, The best of all is just good education. Somebody who cared what you do in school. Somebody who was just... I know, even though we went to a public school at the start, it was just amazing. We had to wake up early in the morning, and we had to have breakfast before go to school. It was amazing for me. It was like heaven just opened for me. Like heaven just came down for me. So that was one of the best things. So like a lot of things for the first time, I heard them at the orphanage. Like, I know it's ridiculous. You think, oh my goodness, you can't imagine that your first car, like being in a car for the first time, even touching a car for the first time was you being in the orphanage. Yes, I believe that, and it's true. So yes, and I accept it. Right now, I'm not embarrassed about anything. I'm not embarrassed being not showering. I'm not embarrassed being not brushing my teeth. I'm not embarrassed about anything, because after all that, God just came to me and just changed my life completely. Even though I'm still going through things, but I still believe that God has a reason for it, and I know that I will just have to push through it to make it, and I believe that I can make it. So it was one of the best things that have ever happened to me. Being in the orphanage at House of Hope, trust me. House of Hope is an orphanage that I think it's even the best orphanage in lodwar. Like, the best orphanages in lodwar is House of Hope. It provides everything for the kids. It provides food, balanced diet, proper food, not just, I don't know, one type of food, or proper meals of food. The kids are just healthy, and there's proper food, and best of all is proper care. They get proper care. They just love, and all this love and sharing and all that kids need, not even kids only, but also families. Sometimes even families don't have that, but we have that at the orphanage. We had that. I had that. So best education. Yeah, so House of Hope is the best orphanages in lodwar. I'm sure it's the best because I grew up there. And there's also other orphanages that they are not so great, but they're good too. I'm not gonna say they're bad, they're good. But I just thought that the also FOB is just the best. And that what makes it best is that the kids are given choices, they have decisions to make, they have responsibilities. They're taught all these, all these life aspects, how to be who you are, and a lot of things. So yeah, it was one of the most amazing. Yeah, I don't know it takes so much time, but so I told you guys exactly what I wanted to say. This is what I wanted to say, that my first time being in an orphanage was like the first time everything for me. So first time being in bed, even showering. Okay, not showering. Even though I used to shower in the village once in a while, but in the village, like in the also for the orphanage, I had to shower like every day, morning and night. Okay, not night, but like at 4-ish, which is really was a good transformation, guys. As much I really want to talk more, it's just because you guys also have things to do, so I just make it short. I know this is so much, it's like almost 21. So, but if you guys also want to know anything else, just let me know, because I'm trying to make it like a time thing. So I've talked about how I lived my life as an orphan. Even though I didn't talk much about it, but I just gave you guys a little bit of it. And also, this is about the first time I stepped to the orphanage. So probably the next one will be something more interesting. So you guys just have to tune in and make sure you like my videos and make sure you subscribe it for more videos to come, because I need your support. I need your support for me to make more videos. Well, guys, so yeah, my first time, like almost everything. I know I'm in bed right now, so well, it's not my first time after like 21 years. So yes, so yeah, I hope this video was good for you guys. So until then, guys, so I'll see you in my next video. So bye and have a great day. Thank you.